Hey everyone, Aaron here, Fast Forward Race Cars. Hey, we're back on this 1970 Nova. I shouldn't say back on it, we're still on it. This is actually the end of the 8th week. We started on this in December, and this is the end of January, and yeah, we got pretty far, man. We're rocking on this thing. So basically, when the last video where we left off, we basically had from the main hoop forward, we had pretty much everything around the front of the car cage and the floor done, but we didn't have these sidebars done on either side. And we had nothing done on the rear half of the car. But if you look now, man, we got the whole chassis done, and it's about 99% welded. We had Dan come in, and Dan works for us part-time now, but he's been with me for like 22 years. And we'll put a little video in there of him welding.
Soy el soldador de Aaron. Hace 22 años empecé con él. Al principio fue duro que él confiara en mí, en mi calidad que tenía yo como soldador. Al paso del tiempo, pues hasta ahora él no confía a otro soldador que haga su trabajo, a pesar que yo ya con el tiempo tuve que cambiar de trabajo, tengo otro trabajo y soy propio manager de otro trabajo, entonces vengo a ayudarle porque él no confía en la calidad de otros soldadores. Me gusta este trabajo, es como un sueño trabajar en carros de carrera, fabricarlos y verlos al final ya todos formados, es algo que me enorgullece. Y más a nosotros que nos gusta este tipo de trabajo. Y pues fabricamos desde aquí los tubos, la soldadura siempre ha sido con mucha calidad. Yo creo que es lo que realmente los customers es lo que buscan, la calidad de la soldadura, la calidad del trabajo y cómo lo fabricamos. Aaron es un gran profesional en este tipo de carros. Y este es mi trabajo.
But between me and Dan and Marty, we've been really rocking on this. And we got a procedure where, and this is why we can build them so fast, and the way it works is, I'll basically bend the tubes, I do all the tube bending, and then Marty will do the fitting, and then I'll come back in and do the welding, either me or Dan. And so we kind of get a rhythm like that going, and so it's basically it's like bend, fit, weld. And we have a pattern on how we go, and it goes pretty quick like that. Yeah, 8 weeks, man, that's pretty fast for building the car like this. I mean, we got the complete suspension done, the whole back half's done. If you take a look down here, it's got 4-link suspension. You know, the rear axles is built, anti-roll bar is in there, and like I said, everything is welded. You know, getting past the welding is one of the hardest parts, because it's so time consuming. You know, we can have all the tubes in there and tacked in there and not welded, and you would think it's really close, but man, there's a week or two worth of welding. So we'll take a walk around here in a minute, but I wanted to point out, so we have the sidebars in here, and you see how I got the serial plate. On every chassis we build this serial plate. It has a serial number on it. So we put a serial number on every chassis, and also on the rear end housing, we put the serial plate on that. So we did that, but right now, if you look, these sidebars, this bar here and this X isn't welded. And that's purposely on both sides. They're fit and they're not welded. We'll actually take them back out, and we do that because we're going to do the floor next. That's so we can get in and out of the car easily. Once we got all the floor done, so this will be tin from the main hoop forward, and then from the main hoop back will be all carbon fiber. This will be the very last thing we do is weld in these sidebars, and on both sides. That's just for the ease to get inside the car. Another thing, while I'm standing here, I want to show you guys custom window net. We're getting ready to do this, and every car that we build, we do custom window nets. We just don't do like a generic square one and try to put it in there. I have these made. I make templates and I send them to Stroud, and they make them perfectly for me. If you look at this, it's the exact shape of this opening, and we'll be mounting that pretty soon here. And I got a certain way that I like to do these nets that I kind of refined over the years. If you're interested in seeing a video of that, if you go back and look at the Champagne Supernova build, I got a video just on how I do this, and maybe I'll do another one when I put this window net. Another thing too, I'll just quickly point out, we got the Mockup block in there. It's got a big block Chevy and a turbo 400 transmission. Before we do the cross member, you definitely want to make sure you put either the exact engine that you're going to use in transmission, or Mockup ones like we got. We got the dummy block and empty case. And that way you know that your trans cross member is going to be welded in there square, and then the bolts are going to line up right. Now that it's all welded up, I can take that out. But so we got that. Another thing we did too, Marty did, the dashboard is fit. This is the original dashboard. It's going back in the car. It's actually already fit. It's clecoed, but we're going to leave that out until we do the trans tunnel so we can get in there easier. And then once the tin work is done from basically the firewall to the main hoop, we will put the dash back in and then completely weld it in. It will stay in there permanent, but we'll leave it out for now. And that way we can get in there and work easier. As you can see these holes here, these are from the original spot welds. We had to drill them out to get the dash out. Now we always try to use all the original panels as we can when we're building these cars. And the dashboard would be no different, but a lot of times in these cars, like the Camaros and the Novas, this area is all rusted out. This one actually was pretty decent. It did have some rust, and Marty actually cut this section out right here. So this area that's shiny, he made a new piece, welded it in, sanded it smooth. So we were able to save this dash, and we're gonna be able to put it right back in. And then these corners here, we cut it out square like this, so we can get this past the A-pillar bars. But when it's all said and done, we're gonna put the pieces back in and we're gonna notch it around the tube, and we'll TIG weld these seams, and then we'll sand it, and you won't even know that we cut it. It'll be real smooth around there, and it will look like the tube was just melted right into that. We always do it like that, and it turns out really nice. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Towards the end, when we do put this dash in, I'll do another video, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But if you come around to the back, we got the fuel cell mounted. This is a 15-gallon cell. And the reason why it's so big is because Nick is gonna be driving this car a lot on the street. It's gonna be street car / race car. And normally we would put a 5-gallon tank in the back here, but we opted to go with the 15-gallon, and it fits in there pretty nice. Another thing we did is we mounted the fuel pump, and also too, here's the battery cutoff switch. We just did this today, so that's done. And one of the next things we'll mount the parachute, and then we will actually put the battery over here. We're gonna put the battery on this side, and then we're gonna put the nitrous bottle mount on this side, because this is a nitrous car. And then once that is done, man, we're like ready to do the tin and the carbon fiber. If we keep rocking and rolling on this, I mean, this car is gonna be done in no time. So yeah, we'll probably have maybe like 4 more weeks or so left once we get these things mounted. And I'll show you what we're gonna do here. So here's the nitrous mount, and then here's the battery mount. I kind of show you kind of quickly how we're gonna do this. So both mounts will be like a tube bent like this horseshoe. And it's gonna be welded here like this, level. And then this will be the battery box. And that's why I end up bolting down. So this will be removable. So that will be for the battery, and then we'll bend another one just like this, and it'll be welded over here. Same principle with the tabs on there. And that will be for the nitrous bottle mount. Will mount basically like that. This one will have 4 tabs, and that will be inside there. So it's gonna look real clean when it's all said and done. Everything's nice, placed in there, nice and neat, and that's how we like to build these cars. If you look at a lot of our cars that we build, everything is similar. Like, we try to stick to the same game plan and how we do things, and that's another reason why we can do things quick, is because we got a kind of a set way that how we do certain things on these race cars, and it makes it just easier than try to reinvent the wheel. This is a template we make of that tub, the side view of this tub. And what we do is we'll actually make this template, the actual size of the tub, and we'll put it up in there. And one reason we do this right away is we'll put it up there, and we always got to worry about these hinges. Usually we have to cut these hinges out when we're doing cars with big tubs like this. But when we made this template like this, when the rear end is out of there, we'll put that up against the frame rail. And this will tell us if we can use this hinge in this location or if we got to cut it out. Now, sometimes what we have to do is we have to cut these out, and we'll put the hinges on the inside. We have to put them all the way on the inside of the frame rails. But, it works, but we don't really like to do it because the deck lid is kind of a little wobbly like that, but you have no choice sometimes if the customer wants to use the stock style steel deck lid. Another option would be we could weld Zeus plates in here, and we could put a pin-on deck lid. But we're going to try to use the steel deck lid, and after making this template and we size it up, it looks like we might be able to do it. This might be one of the first cars that we're able to leave the hinge in the stock location. So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know in probably the next video how that works out, but hopefully it works out that way, and it'll be a nice clean install if we can leave them in there like that. Otherwise, we will cut them out and move them. Okay, one more thing I like to point out too is the seats. This car is going to get 2 Kirky seats because he's going to street drive it. So he's going to get a driver, obviously the driver and a passenger seat. And basically when we just start designing the chassis on this, we pretty much know the roundabout area where the seat is, but we always have the customer come in, sit in the car, and we size them up. We size them up where the seat's going to go, and then where the pedals are going to be, the steering column is going to be, and also the shifter. And another thing we like to mention is how we mount the shifter. So here's a safety loop, just like I was showing you in some of my other videos, like the van, how we do this safety loop. But this is going to get welded on this X in here, basically around that area. And this is going to be underneath the trans tunnel. But what we'll do is we'll weld a stalk off of here, and then we'll have another tube like that will be sleeved in there with the bolt, and the shifter will mount right on top. The shifter will be removable. We like to do that because it's a real clean install. So if you ever take the tin work out, you could take the shifter off, unbolt it, and be real easy to do. So yeah, so we always have the customer come in, we get him in the car, we have him sit in there where he's comfortable. We'll measure for the steering wheel, gas pedal, brake pedal, shifter. And we always do that, and that's, we just had Nick come in here last week, and he came in here and did that. Now this next following week, that's one of the things we'll do. We'll do the steering column, we'll do the pedals, and we'll do the shifter. And that's the things on this list. When we get to this stage, we usually make a list of what's left. We tape it on the car, and we just start going down the list. At this point, we just, few items a day we try to knock out. And once we do that, we stay on a pace, and that's how we can end up doing it pretty quick. But yeah, man, that's it for part 3. Probably part 4 will be the tin work. We'll talk about the tin work, and like I said, it's gonna be metal from the main hoop forward, and then from the main hoop back will be carbon fiber tubs, and the floor will be carbon fiber. So stay tuned for that. And again, man, thanks everyone for subscribing. And if you haven't yet, please do so. And also too, give us a like, and we'll see you guys in the next one.